From the very beginning in creation to empowering Yahuwah's people, the Ruah HaQadash has been a vital force in fulfilling the purposes of Yahuwah. 1. The Ruah HaQadash in creation. The Ruah HaQadash is present from the very beginning, playing a crucial role in creation. Bereshit, Genesis 1, 2. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Ruah of YAHUAH was moving on the face of the waters. This shows that the Ruah HaQadash was actively involved in bringing order to creation, hovering over the waters. 2. The Ruah HaQadash gives life. The Ruah HaQadash is directly responsible for giving life to Yahuwah's creation, particularly humanity. Job 33, 4. The Ruah of YAHUAH has made me, and the breath of the Almighty gives me life. Bereshit, Genesis 2, 7. And YAHUAH formed a man out of dust from the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living being. In these verses, we see that life itself is imparted through the breath of YAHUAH, which can be understood as the action of the Ruah. 3. The Ruah HaQadash empowers people. Throughout the scriptures, the Ruah HaQadash comes upon people to empower them for specific purposes, particularly the prophets, judges, and leaders. Judges 3:10. And the Ruah of YAHUAH came upon him, and he ruled Yasharal and went out to battle, and YAHUAH gave Cushan Rishathaim, sovereign of Aram, into his hand. 1 Samuel 10, 6. And the Ruah of YAHUAH shall come upon you, and you shall prophesy with them and be turned into another man. These instances show how YAHUAH sends his Ruah to empower individuals for leadership, prophecy, and deliverance. 4. The Ruah HaQadash teaches and guides. The Ruah HaQadash is also portrayed as a teacher and guide, especially in the writings of the Nabi'im, prophets. Yasharal, Isaiah 11, 2. The Ruah of YAHUAH shall rest upon him, the Ruah of wisdom and understanding, the Ruah of counsel and might, the Ruah of knowledge and of the fear of Yahuwah. Here the Ruah is described as imparting wisdom, understanding, and counsel to those upon whom it rests. Yahuhanan, John 14:26. But the Helper, the Ruah HaQadash, whom the Father shall send in my name, he shall teach you all and remind you of all that I said to you. In this verse, Yahusha emphasizes that the Ruah HaQadash will continue to guide and teach the Talmudim, disciples, after his departure. 5. The Ruah HaQadash in the life of Yahusha. The Ruah HaQadash is deeply connected with the life and ministry of Yahusha, from his immersion to his role in deliverance. Luke 3:21-22. And it came to be, when all the people were immersed, Yahusha also being immersed, and praying, the Shema'im was opened, and the Ruah HaQadash descended in bodily form like a dove upon him, and a voice came from Shema'im saying, You are my son, the beloved, in you I did delight. Here the Ruah descends upon Yahusha at his immersion, showing Yahuwah's approval and empowering him for his ministry. 6. The Ruah HaQadash in deliverance. The Ruah HaQadash is the means by which people experience deliverance and the new birth. Yahuhanan, John 3:5-6. Yahusha answered, Truly, truly, I say to you, unless one is born of water and the Ruah, he is unable to enter into the reign of YAHUAH. That which has been born of the flesh is flesh, and that which has been born of the Ruah is Ruah. Titus 3:5. He saved us, not by works of righteousness which we have done, but according to his compassion, through the washing of rebirth and renewal by the Ruah HaQadash. These verses emphasize the role of the Ruah in bringing about new spiritual life, a necessary aspect of being in the kingdom of Yahuwah. 7. The Ruah HaQadash in the last days. The Ruah HaQadash is essential in the prophecies about the end times, particularly in pouring out upon all people. Joel 2:28-29. And after this, it shall be that I pour out my Ruah on all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men dream dreams, your young men see visions. And also on the male servants and on the female servants I shall pour out my Ruah in those days. This prophecy, later quoted by Kappa, Peter, in Acts 2, speaks of a widespread outpouring of the Ruah HaQadash in the last days, empowering all believers for prophetic ministry. 8. Walking in the Ruah. Finally, the covenant emphasizes the need for believers to live according to the Ruah, bearing the fruit of the Ruah and not fulfilling the desires of the flesh. Galatians 5:16-22-23. And I say, walk in the Ruah, and you shall not accomplish the lust of the flesh. But the fruit of the Ruah is love, joy, shalom, patience, kindness, goodness, trustworthiness, gentleness, self-control. Walking by the Ruah leads to a transformed life characterized by these qualities. The Ruah HaQadash is central to the life of a believer, from creation to the new birth, and plays a vital role in guidance, empowerment, and transformation. The scriptures consistently portray the Ruah as the power of YAHUAH working in the world and in his people. Living in step with the Ruah HaQadash means living in alignment with Yahuwah's will, bearing the fruit of Amunah, and being led into all truth. Let us seek the continual infilling of the Ruah HaQadash and strive to walk according to the Ruah, being vessels of Yahuwah's purpose and esteem. Halalu Yahuwah.